A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality. A dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination and hard work.
It's another beautiful spring day here at Lalacelle. It's nice and mild. It's the perfect time for us to be out in the garden, and this next couple of weeks is where we're really going to try and plough forward on the garden. Spring's the best time to be out here. It's not too warm, it's not too cold, and as long as it stays dry we can really start to push forward. So we've started with the two side beds here, and just to see them two go in, it's so impressive because it's just given us the shape and the form, and you can start to envisage like how it's going to be. And just sat here with the walls are starting to be took over with the Kenilworth ivy, and look at that, it's just absolutely spectacular. And I know it's just a weed growing out the walls, but it's just beautiful. And I can imagine when all of this down here is full of flowers and full of plants, it's going to be spectacular. I'm really looking forward to it. So we've started with irrigation. We're going to start getting all the beds in on this side and hopefully around the edges. And while I do that, Terry and Tracy are going to be up here starting to map out the lines for up there as well. And it's important that they do that because we're going to have events here. Hopefully in summer guests can come down and sit on the terrace and enjoy breakfast. So we need to plan how we can get tables in and chairs. So we're looking at this in the long term as well, and make sure it's practical and functional. So maybe a couple of little tweaks to what the plans were, but it's to make sure that we can use this space to the maximum of its potential. So I'm going to go and crack on, get some more blocks down. I'll leave Terry and Tracy get on up there, and it should be a fun day. So 2 days work, we've managed to get pretty much this whole stretch down here done. And I know that doesn't seem like much, but we're not builders, we're not gardeners, we're not landscape gardeners, and just to see it honestly, I can't take the smile off my face. I've just been saying to Terry, I'm so pleased with it, because it's just given us that vision, and that you just want to do more now. You want to see the rest of the garden done, and we just want to go along with the rest of it. So we've got another few jobs to do. We're going to crack on with the other side. We're going to get the irrigation into the beds where we need to get it in, that we haven't done it already, and then we can, like I say, properly start planning all of this out now. And I think if we keep going in this vein, it's a couple of weeks work and we'll have all the borders in. And again, I say a couple of weeks work, but that's going to be at least 1,500 of these blocks going in. So it's not just one or two. I think we're laying them at a rate of about 60, 70 a day right now. They're not massive, but we found that these were the better ones. We could have got metre-long ones, but this worked out better because we can get the curves and everything. We don't have to do as many cuts. And the fact that we've got straight lines that we can follow and we can work off for the rest of it now, and we've got a mirror that we can match it over the other side as well, so we can start getting the drone up, seeing how it is, and make sure that we're staying in line and getting it all right. So I think, like I say, I'm so happy with it, and I just want to keep going. I want to get more done now. So we've got, like I say, I'm going to keep going around, right way around the outside before we touch the centre bit, so it's still going to look a mess for a while. But it is moving forward so quickly, and the progress on it it's unbelievable, and I can't wait now. Come the end of this year, we're hopefully going to have formal gardens here. So what we're doing here is, when we're putting these down, we've got concrete blocks, and we're just using a basic sand and cement mixture of 4:1, and that is purely just so that we can anchor them into the ground, which they're sat on the bed, and then we're putting them together as well with the actual sand and cement. And that's really important that we do that now, and we do it properly, because we've got a lot of gravel coming, and I mean a lot of gravel. And when we put that in, that is going to put some pressure on these outside blocks. So we have to make sure that these aren't going anywhere. Like I say, I think it's going to be about, in this garden alone, I think there's about 200 tonne of gravel going in. So that for us, that's the exciting bit. I know you're all excited to see plants and everything going in, but I think we're really excited just to get the gravel down, so that we've got these walkways and paths, and that's when you'll really start to see it come to light. And then we can start looking at all the planting and what we're going to be, where we're going to be placing the plants, and what we're going to be using in here. So exciting times. Let's crack on. And we've got the first 4 beds in. So this one, the far end one, and the 2 in between, they're just looking brilliant. They're really starting to frame the garden. We've had the paths in for a while now, but it's more a case of now like starting to really frame it and to get it to where we need it to be and to be manageable. Spring's coming, there's weeds starting to pop up in the paths where we're not really doing anything right now. So if we don't get them down, they're going to be up here within a couple of weeks. So it's time to start getting all this down and done and prepped. We're going to have 450 tonne of gravel on order soon, which means that we can get that whackered into place. And that, again, because of the type of gravel that it is, we're buying Tuvinol. So what that allows us to do, it allows us to compress it, and it goes like cement. It's brilliant. It should stop the mass majority of the weeds coming up and make it a lot more manageable. While we're at this, we're also putting the irrigation system in. So we're coming in on a 25mm main hose that will feed, so one set of irrigation will come off this, and that will feed this whole bed, and we'll do that to each flower bed, and we'll look at doing it for the bushes and to try and keep it right. And then we've got all our connections all buried, and again, we've done this on the paths. We've done this on the paths because that's my choice on that one, because I don't want to be digging up a mature garden in a couple of years' time. If something does go wrong with it, I don't mind digging a path up. It's nice and easy, and we know exactly where we've laid everything. We've mapped all this out, and obviously we've got a video record, so we know where everything is. So it's ideal. So that's running right now, and like I say, we're coming up here. So today's work is, Patrick's just on with it. If we go down here, he's shouting now because nobody's helping him. So he's just got this trench dug so far. And then we're going to start doing the borders for this side now. And again, this is kind of my choice of the way I want to do it. I've got it mapped in my head. We're going to do all the outside borders. And what that does is, you can see the garden's not level and it's not flat. But if I do the outsides, then I can keep paths nice and straight to one straight line. And the walls, like I say, from one end of the garden to the other, I think, what were they, 150mm out in total. So we know that we're pretty much straight by going off the walls. So we're going to do that right the way around, and that'll be a good job done. We've got a few more bricks left, so we're just going to keep going till we run out of them and get as much done as we can. So let's crack on. That's a wrap for today. We're completely pooped, we're absolutely pooped, but it's looking absolutely superb, whether it just be this little corner or whether it's a straight line. I've managed a straight line, and I still can't believe it's straight, but it's gone down so well. And again, considering I don't think any of us have ever done anything like this on this scale, and you have to consider the work that's gone into this. We've laid probably about 100 meters of border so far, but that doesn't like tell the whole story. It's the ground's like this, it's up and down. We've got big rocks in the ground, we've had to level everything. As much as we've dug the paths out, all of this, we needed to create straight lines to be able to work from, and that's kind of where we're at now. Nothing I can do about this one here. It does slope down, but it has to because the garden slopes down, so we've had to try and find basically to follow the actual angle of the garden. But it's just, you can see it's starting to come together now. You can see with the paths, the way that it looks, the way that it's just, you can see where it's going to be, you can see what it's going to do. So tomorrow's work is going to be me continuing on the other side. Terry and Tracy have laid all the blocks out ready for me. They're going to come and cut these all straight so that I've got something to work against. We're slightly out with the size of the blocks, so we're going to make sure that it all fits in and goes exactly where it needs to go. But even just our little entrance, we're having to adapt stuff obviously because there's nothing straight and there's nothing a set size, and that door's not a set size. But even the way that just brings you in, it flows in, and then you walk up here and you can just see all the little bits of work that have been done. But slowly but surely this garden is starting to rise up out of the ground, and we were literally just talking about it. This garden's never had like a formal structure like this, or we've not seen it, and we've definitely not found it digging through it. So this hopefully will last us. This is future-proofing this garden for hopefully a few generations, and people will be able to look after it. Nearly went down the hole where the irrigation is, but it should allow people to enjoy this garden for a few generations now. And I think we're at a point where we can get excited. We know that this is going to be done this year now. We've done this in 3-4 days, and if we can carry on in that sort of fashion, getting as much done as we have done, we will have this boxed off. We will have all the borders done. I'd say 2 weeks maximum and we'll be there. So hope you've enjoyed it. We're having so much fun doing this. I genuinely, I can't take the smile off my face. I'm so happy with how it's starting to look. If you've enjoyed it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you got the bell click for notifications, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
If you'd like to be part of our journey and help restore the chateau, then please join us on Patreon, where you'll be part of our journey, receive a piece of the history, and get exclusive videos.